Hello Betta lovers and what's up everybody, and welcome to my video. Today I want to invite you to discuss about giant Betta. If we compare giant Betta and regular Betta, we will see the significant size. Giant Betta is a Betta that big, but not only big. There are several characteristics that we need to know about giant Betta. And if you're curious about this topic, check this out. By the way, before I speak at length, I want to remind you that giant Betta and the descendant of the giant Betta are two different things. Giant Bettas are at least 5 cm body length and should be more, while of some of the giant Betta descendant can reach 5 cm body length and some are not. The descendant of the giant Betta that cannot have a body length above 5 cm, in my opinion, it cannot be called a giant Betta, and it just called as a line of the giant Betta. Okay, first of all, we will discuss about giant Betta based on the history and the physical type of the giant Betta fin. What I know about giant, there are several types of giant Betta fins. Common example are giant plakat and giant half moon. Apart from the Betta in captivity, there are also a large white Betta, namely Betta bellica. The length of this Betta can reach up to 10 cm. This Betta is also a bubble nester type, so that there is a possibility that it can be crossed with the bubble nester Betta that are in captivity. And okay, now let's start from brief the story of the giant Betta. In 1999, there was a Betta breeder from Thailand, namely Mr. Atapon and his son Mr. Nate. They are a breeder of plakat Betta in Thailand. And one day, Mr. Atapon and Nate found a very large plakat on their farm. It was an incredible because they found Betta in 4 inches long. In centimeter is about 10 centimeter. And finally, they had the idea to breed a large Betta. And after first generation of fry, they found only a very small amount of large Betta. But they selected the biggest of those and breed them again. Their goal is to get the larger of the generation of the Betta fish. They start breeding new broods every week, some week as many as 15 pairs of fish at a time. They begin switching the males and female from different large size line together to create strong color and to prevent inbreeding. And they do this breeding process several times to get good result. After they success in producing large Betta, then they name them the giant Betta. After we discuss the brief story of the giant Betta, now we will discuss about the character and physicality of the giant Betta. Okay, we start from the giant Betta scales. The scales of giant Betta are usually thick and larger, and generally giant Betta have loose scales, and non-giant Betta usually have smaller scales. You can see the size of the giant Betta scales on this fish. It's a giant Betta 6 cm body only, large scale and large body. Then the fin's giant Betta is generally thicker. Based on my observation, the giant Betta fins looks thicker than usual Betta, especially in the type of dragon giant Betta. These are some examples of giant Betta that we can observe. Okay, next is about giant Betta appetite. Giant Betta appetite is higher because giant need a lot of energy. Giant Betta feed is almost the same as other Betta fish, namely mosquito larvae, to be fat, bloodworm, and sometimes they still want to eat moina. And there is one more giant favorite food, namely pellet monster. Pellet monsters are high protein pellets, and these pellets are favorite by giant Betta. And about the size of giant Betta, in Indonesia, the giant Betta is simply divided into 2 sizes. The first is giant junior, and the second is giant senior. And if you have a betta fish with a size over 5 cm for body length, then you are very the lucky person. Breeding giant betta need extra hard work. Not only breeding, the biggest challenge is during the betta rising process, because it should be noted that not all generation of giant can be large. Some of the giant generation usually fail to reach a size of 5 cm for body length. Giant betta growth tend to be very fast. Usually at the age of 2 months, body length range about 3 to 3.5 cm. Giant betta is a very expensive fish. I predict the market price is between $35 to $200. Okay, betta lovers, if you have opinion about giant betta, or maybe you want to discuss about giant betta, you can write in column comment. And finally, thank you so much for watching this video, and see you at the next video.